one of the things that gets me every time is how much money rules everything and how evil it seems. And yet, when you really get to the heart of it, it's totally different than you might think. I mean, I've had so many different realizations about money this year that it's incredible. But there's one that's changed everything for me. The current way that money's used is what's evil. It's not money itself that's evil. And so
money has been demonized by religion, so religion can have the money. Anything can have value because we give the value to something. And I've seen a lot of spiritual people saying money is evil. No, money is not evil. People are stupid. And the reason why is because we not only put value on it, but power. And we think that we can control through having something that we only give value to.
And if you look at the world of money, it's very complicated, and that's hiding the lies through that complication. It's very simple though, and when you simplify it down to its ultimate roots, you realize it's just an energy exchange and that it's been hijacked.
When you start to move the value in between the people in a different way, you grow exponentially.
And that hijacking is coming back around. We're getting empowered by our own ability to exchange freely between each other, both in terms of money, but also in terms of energy and information. And the more that we trust each other over the powers that be, the more that we basically come back around and are grounded in purpose, meaning, and truth.
Line, we forgot that to know God is to know wealth.
Adam and Eve didn't lose their abundance because there was no abundance. They lost their abundance because they stopped focusing on the abundance and they started focusing on the lack.
And to love God is to love wealth and build his kingdom with it. When approached with this intention, business is simply a vehicle through which we can self-actualize on our spiritual paths.
When you solve a real problem and pass down the solution, you contribute to the evolution of humanity. Starting a business is one of the most spiritual things you can do.
When we combine the service to others path with an entrepreneurial skill set and business prowess, we unlock a reality where we can both be walking in our dharma, firmly rooted in a higher calling, and heavily rewarded with financial abundance for helping so many others change their lives as well.
It gets to the heart of my journey right now, which is more of a spiritual evolvement, the evolution of my own consciousness and understanding life itself on a larger level. And it's like, okay, well, money itself is just this evil thing that you have to deal with along the way. And what I realized is money is actually a part of that whole evolution. And in fact, instead of being a block, it actually aids me in my whole progress towards realizing things, not only on a physical plane, because if you don't have enough money, you're just going to be sitting there struggling and you don't have time to actually go into spiritual matters or contemplate or just take time off of work just to be in silence. And that silence is part of your evolution. It's part of how you understand things. There are probably a number of you who will either be confused by my realization or not even agree with it, because maybe it's too far of a leap to say that money is tied into anything of who we are and our spirituality and all that. But I think that's because it's been hijacked. Like, money is just a placeholder for energy, and yet we see it as something bestowed upon us by the Federal Reserve, printed out on paper. There's no right to print that money. We've made it as a form of exchange, but anything else that has value can be used in exchange instead. And so when you realize that it's just an exchange rather than something bestowed by government or the powers that be, then you realize that we have that same power inside of us. Like, we're exchanging energy with people all the time. And so that exchange is realized, actualized for other things through money, but it's been perverted so far that we no longer see it as a part of us. It seems like it's separate from us. You're basically using energy and exchanging with other people that energy, or helping other people, and instead of seeing it as begrudging, like they have to give this money from me to me, and am I worthy of it, that all goes away, because you realize we're all worthy because we're alive on this planet. And when you let go of self-worth and money tied together, you realize it's just like breathing. You would no more be more or less worthy of money than you would of oxygen or sunlight or any of the other energy exchanges that happen in the earth, right? It's something where I freely give and exchange to other people, and there's so much abundance of it, it'll come and go. It's like the idea of the gambler who knows that even as he goes up, he's going to go down, and it's a cycle rather than a particular thing that is static. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.